Hello there. Oops, there is an echo. I am guilty of... I have no idea where the echo is coming from. Hello? Let me find that echo. I don't know where that echo is. There we go. I don't have two monitors, but I got two laptops. And yeah, that's... I have a list of things to remember to do, and forgot to meet the one. So anyway, that was fun start. Yeah, let me make sure that I turn off the music. There we go. Let's turn off that music. All right. Yeah, I just, I don't know, decided, hey, I got nothing else to do at this time. Baby finally went to sleep, and then I was like, oh, let's just have a look at some issues in SkiaSharp for no particular reason. I'm just gonna maybe pick a first latest ones, the recent comments, make sure that, you know, keep the conversation going, and then maybe pick a few random old ones to just figure out, is there still an issue? Is it a bug? Is it a feature that people want that I need to somehow prioritize, or something like that? Okay, so to get started, we're actually not going to do anything amazing. We're just going to head over to the GitHub and see what happens. Let's turn this delicious view. There we go. Camera's big. All right. Okay. So head over to the repo and let's see. You've got 587 issues, which is, I don't know, either low or high, depending on how you see it. And let's just quickly filter by recently updated. Let's just see what this. Whoop, there's a new one 7 minutes ago. I bet you this is the SVG. Anyway, let's pick the top 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that one 6. Okay, that one I know. And okay, let's do that. Otherwise, it'll be here all day. I have an SVG with a CSS style display. The style is not recognized. The PNG is produced. Okay. This link is not working. Yes. Let's just go ahead and stick needs info and repro on that. Maybe the link is wrong. Let's just edit the text there. No? Okay. So I'm not sure what repo that is. Hello, the power just went out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my camera and check to see if my stream is still running. Nope, power's back. Okay, there we go. They're just trying to prank me. Let's just make sure that everything is still up and running. Oh, tells me I'm still live. Let's just make sure it is still live. There we go. Hello. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's okay. 10-second delay. So let's just stop that. And then the YouTube is still going. Let's just see. We go live quickly. Make sure. Hello, YouTube. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. All right. Okay. That was a moment. All right. There's Boris in the thing. Hello, SkiaSharp SkiaSharp trying to perform drawing operation, SK canvas. However, when I pass the pointer camera to my DLL, the X violation, something like draw blah 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 NPT canvas. Hello. Okay. Let me just zoom this in so that my brain can actually see it. So what Barris is it Barris? Am I pronouncing that right? You say you are performing draw operations on an SK canvas from C#. When I pass the pointer of my canvas to my DLL, so you are passing, so using SkiaSharp, you get a canvas and you're passing it to your native library. How does your native library draw? Are you, yeah, like do you have an example of some code that that I can see, or maybe because Roger, we are creating a DLL using Skia. Okay, are you building your own version of Skia, or are you using the Skia that comes with like the SkiaSharp binaries? Like, how did you compile your native library? When you say my library uses Skia, yeah, I'm not sure if all the stuff is linked the same way. Yeah, but what Skia? Do you just have like, okay, I've got let's just take, for example, an application you've built in SkiaSharp, Skia, and you happen to be building against Google code and you're using that and you're passing a pointer across, or are you using some sort of artifacts from the SkiaSharp? So I'm wondering if that will work, because for example, let's say on Windows, I statically link all the stuff in and I create a DLL. And I'm not sure that if you do the same, and let's say you create another SkiaSharp, if the pointers, like, they work, right? My C++ knowledge on that area is a bit low, but it'd be two separate copies of SkiaSharp. So even though they've got the same types and the same names and the same stuff, I'm not sure you can just directly manage it. Maybe I've got different, compiler flags, which puts memory in a different pattern or something. Now, obviously, if you were doing like dynamically linking to Skia and you were using my SkiaSharp build, the libskia, the native Skia that I built, then maybe that will work. But if you've got your own one, even though it's the same name, won't it be a separate copy of Skia? So I've created a canvas, you are using it, but your library just happens to be called Skia and have the same Skia types, but it's a totally different canvas. Yeah, it's a totally different canvas, just with the same type name. I think that's what happens. So you can't just use my pointers unless you're using my builder Skia, and obviously if you have your own builder Skia. What might be even easier, just don't even pass canvases, right? Because let's just say you have in SkiaSharp, right? You've created some sort of surface, and that's a memory surface. That's just pointing to an underlying memory, pixels, or not pixels, bytes in RAM. So you can pass a handle, for example, from those bytes. Let me pop open the code. I'll pop open the code. Let's just do let's open. Let's just open the SkiaSharp source. So you can't. I don't think you can pass. Oh, look, I am passing this particular SkiaSharp sort of almost like a variable, right? You've got your canvas. Obviously, we're both using Skia, but we're using a different build of Skia, right? Also, your version of Skia might not be the exact same build as mine. So Google decides, oh, in my version of Skia, I'm going to add this field, right? You don't have it because maybe you're ahead or behind. I don't have it. So your code is like, oh, I want to set something to this field, but it doesn't exist in my pointer, in my memory space. So what something you can do is if you look, I need to zoom that. Let's just use VS Code because that's open and it works. We go look at quickly. let's just do random one, and let's just say your canvas example. Here we go. So in this particular one, actually no, let's do do I have a memory? No, from random memory, an example that I have already. Oh, they're probably under surface, because that's the idea with that sort of PQRS. Yeah, surface. Okay, and I think all this reds that can create surface from existing memory, right? So depending on which side of the world you're creating your canvas, you can actually share it, because you're not actually sharing the objects, you're sharing rather the memory that those objects talk to. So obviously a surface, in this particular one, I'm just allocating a random size of memory. I don't quite know why I've got the props there. Okay, it's a bit overkill in this. Oh, I'm probably writing a unit test, right? So let's just skip this. And do I need the props? Let's just get rid of it. Okay, we don't need props. All right. So let's just say in your code you've gone ahead and you've got some sort of surface, right? Oops, we can't do it that order. You decide, hey, I want to create a surface 100 by 100. You can allocate memory in the SkiaSharp side, and then of course, let's say you want to do drawing the surface and you want to hand it to your library, so you can do my lib, and then you don't pass in, for example, surface.canvas. You don't pass in like that, right? Because your canvas and my canvas are two different universes. It's like saying, oh, I have two different applications and I'm just passing memory from one application to the other, and that just happens to be the same, right? Unless we're exactly the same binary, which we're not, it's not going to work. However, you can pass in the memory directly, right? So then you can actually sort of fake it by doing something like that, right? So you create a surface on my memory, I create a surface on my memory, and then both these operations can handle it. And you can, I'm pretty sure that because it's just a pointer, having nested surfaces is not a problem. So maybe that will help. And of course, if you have a GPU surface, I think it should be fine as well, because when you create a GL context, for example, I create my surface using, oops, my canvas is frozen. You could potentially, no, this is do I have a backend texture? Yeah. So for example, let's say you're drawing on a texture, right? This is the texture information from the library, right? Like for example, in this case, it's the GL frame buffer ID. And so you can also, I believe, just create a new texture in your native library, and instead of passing in the SkiaSharp information, you can pass in just the texture information, right? The GL buffer number and stuff like that. And then pass that in, you create your own surface, and then you draw using that surface as canvas. So yeah, don't use my objects, use the underlying representation of or a representation. So for example, did I do, is this random WPF app what I'm looking for? Okay, yeah, okay. So I am gonna just ignore that. Let's just delete everything, and let's delete everything. We don't need to care about this. So, wait for Visual Studio to open a file. Come on. Oh, there's bees in the room and it's buzzing by me. I'm getting semi-scared. So if we just do it over here, we do bar surface one, go to sk surface dot create, and I'm going to go ahead and say new sk info, and I'm going to create a surface 100, number 100. All right, that's the surface that you would have in SkiaSharp. Yeah, and then of course you are thinking, oh, I need to pass that canvas object. But what actually you can do is, I believe, I can do surface one dot peak pixels. That will get the underlying pixels, the pix map, and well, pix map 1, and of course you can do var buffer 1 is equal to pix map 1 dot get pixels. I believe it's that one. Yeah, so you can pass buffer 1, and where we can see it. So in your native Skia library, don't pass the canvas, pass the, there we go, and I can do create, and I bet you that I have an overload here. Is there one? Okay, so this is SkiaSharp code, and then you're gonna, let's pretend we do it. Raw in native. And then of course we can pass in buffer and maybe pixmap dot let's do size. And I think what else we're going to need is pixmap 1 dot color type, right? I think that's one. All right, so in this drawing native, you can wait for IntelliSense. Then of course, let's just do right. Then you do int w int height. Then of course you go, oh, I'll create one. So let's create a var pixmap 2 is equal to new sk pixmap, and that is going to be new well, and let's do a new info quickly. Var is equal to new sk info. So this is your native version of Skia, so width, height, and color type. And then I can do info, and then I do buffer. Yeah. And then I create pixmap 2. Yeah. So now this native Skia is basically, so I can do canvas 2, and I can do canvas clear. No. Make that red, right? So if I go over here and I clear this canvas, clear sk colors blue, make it blue. So if I go surface dot, can I get the color yet? No, it's just a peak pixels, and I can do pixel, get pixel color, and I say, okay, it's 0, 0, right? RC1, and I go over here and I do RC2. So if I run this, let's see, it should either explode and find a horrible problem, or it should beautifully work. Yeah, so that should work. Let's see. Yeah, so I create my canvas, clear it, and then I basically pass the underlying information. And the same thing will happen with the GPU. Oh, why is it taking forever to launch? I mean, it happens when you're streaming something. The entire computer decides it's time to shut down. Let me just quickly switch to slightly higher speed Wi-Fi. Oh, there we go. So if we go over here, C1, let's look at the locals. C1 is RGB, and there's R, right? For the red, it's got the red. So if we look at full red, and of course, before it was full blue. So fingers crossed that that is true in the case of native world, but obviously in this case, I'm not passing any, obviously this color type is an enum, so you can pass that as an integer, or if you know what your color type is, then you don't have to worry. You can just assume it matches because you control both ends. But yeah, so hopefully that is useful. See, the text is a bit small. I'll zoom in here quickly, do 120, but basically, yeah, SkiaSharp code, and then of course you pass to native, and then this is native code. So yeah, okay. Well, that was an interesting thought. I never actually considered 2 skiers, but looks like SkiaSharp is pretty cool. Let me swap over to a different Wi-Fi. Let's try that one. Fingers crossed. I don't have to log in. Right, we'll be back. Yep, there we go. Not even glitching. Okay. So let's go have a look at our issue. So this one, we can't solve anything because, well, there's no links. It's just, yeah, and if it's a problem with that. Unable to load DLL's SkiaSharp Python wrapper web-based API. We're creating a Python wrapper-based web API to call C# method via Python. When using C# ready code, we're facing errors not even C# loaded in DLL Python. Okay. Is this okay? This is Python code. No. This is the SkiaSharp app. How does this work? Print this. Pharmaceutical import test. SkiaSharp app. Must be some sort of, oh, there's CLR. Okay. So they're loading a DLL and they're just executing a DLL, all right? So they're adding it all over to the path. Okay. I'm gonna have to look at this separately. I am no Python guru. Assuming this is correct, they're adding the DLL. I wonder if you're adding the DLL to path, it's not going to find it, right? You have to add the folder. Add a reference, those DLLs, this is the path that append. But is there a lib? There's no lib SkiaSharp, right? So why would it work? So, okay, let's see what they say. Blah blah blah. Python. Okay, getting the same. These two guys are clearly working together on the project. Packages.SkiaSharp.native assets.win32. Okay, let's go with that. What do we have an operating system on here? That beginning. Oh, it has to be right, but yeah, it's D. So assuming it's Windows. So this is version. So let's just. You are loading the managed DLLs. Managed. Let's just do .NET DLLs, but you have not made sure the native parts are able to be found. You can't reference them directly via the CLR, but if they are in the same folder as the managed DLLs, they should be found. Put it there. So maybe you add, yeah. But I wonder if they build their project. The issue is not they're referencing that. I mean, if they're building .NET, copy all reference DLLs and runtimes to output. That one. Is it? But you do .NET publish. Okay. Let me tell you. Let's not hack around the problem. No. I think all of this will work if you publish your .NET app and then use that. Publishing will copy all references and dependencies into the output. You can then load the URLs and they should find the native libraries. Now, I'm no Python guru. This sounds like a fun thing to have a look at later on if we got time, but yeah. Yeah, you can't find CRR. If they're in the same folder manager, they should be found. I think all this book publish app and then the publishing or references dependency to uploading and load the allowed, and they should have a native binaries. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why I'm opening the terminal, but yeah, well, I'll keep that open. That'll be a fun something to look at the end if I have no need to leave my computer. Okay. The matrix. Currently, I have two obsolete types: an M48, next version, sure as you go. It's system numerics. However, okay. It's a 2020 issue. Paul says, yeah, breaking changes. Zuriax is probably some important game reference or something. Scrolling. What happened? Yeah, I see the problem. Give me this. There's a picture. Thanks for that. Okay. Basically, there was a type SK3D view that used to exist. This was allowing you to do basically, if I scroll to the end, some 3D matrices, and then of course render a rectangle that looks cool. However, that has vanished from Skia, and we now have to use the new matrix. The trick is I didn't have all the APIs that Nick was wanting to use, and he has his own implementation which we can use. Get matrix. Okay, multiplying matrices together. Skeletons, complete pause. Another interesting part of the fact to verify the rotation differences. Okay, well, this is basically, I can probably have two builds of Skia and make sure that it is possible to do with the new matrix 44 4x4 what you could do with the 3D view. Maybe there's numbering differences and I can check and see. Okay. So nothing I can action on that. It's in the SkiaSharp 3 time frame. So yeah, this is, yeah, okay. Let me add a comment there. Thanks for the extra info. I will have a look and run both SK3D view and SK matrix 44 side by side and see if I can get them to work the same, or at least figure out why they are different, and just figure out why they're different. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay. Yeah. So the new thing is different, and we need to figure out. But yeah, this was, and I think what is cool, failing to make it past this test, right? So I had original code many moons ago, and with all this stuff, rendering faces, and I just apply matrices and stuff, I can make this bigger. Oh my goodness, the sidebar is huge. You can get a 3D cube in SkiaSharp. So yeah. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. So yes, that's not really actionable in the sense of something we can do on stream, but definitely someone is interested in 3D in the 2D world. That's a fun thing. Okay, Tom, I recall Tom. He wants a new API for codecs, and I said this. Okay, this was happening last time. The trick comes in actually. Let me have a quick look. SK codec. I don't know if. Yeah. So this particular issue was, I want to be able to register different image types. For example, SkiaSharp loads like PNGs and JPEGs and a bunch of others. But for example, it may not load, I don't know, some new fancy format that is third-party, proprietary, or whatever. But you still want to be able to use the entire SkiaSharp API. The trick is it? I need to return a codec, right? So according to the rules, if I was to, for example, say, hey, skpng PNG decoder. So we got this decoder, which is not really a thing, but if I was to decode a PNG, they've gone ahead and they say, creating a codec, right? It's PNG codec. What is this? It's inheriting from codec, and there's probably some sort of things to override, for example, like that. Now, I do not believe that these are exposed. First off, a skip object registration. So yeah, but this doesn't have any of that, right? This is just using it. I never presumed that someone would want to create their own codec. Yeah, not cool. However, we may be able to check something. So right now, exposing the entire codec virtual API for overriding and things like that is probably going to be relatively hard, right? Because a whole bunch of APIs, if I search for virtual, I mean, it's private virtual, so I assume that's not meant for us. So frame info, frame count, repetition count, then users color, get scan line order, rewind. So a bunch of stuff that, like, look at these ones, get pixel results. All this stuff has to be, maybe has to be exposed. And it's going to be relatively hard. However, I think I saw when I was browsing the interwebs, the decode, the codec, where's that register? Codec, here we go. And the register, we find this linking, and of course, they had a raw codec. There we go. Let's get raw decoder, which I believe is somewhat of a fake one. Raw codec make from stream doesn't actually decode anything. No, another one. Maybe I can write a custom codec. Yeah, custom, like, sort of managed codec that is a bunch of delegates. Yeah, this is the PNG, so that you don't have to override all these methods yourself, right? You say, okay, give me the codec, I will wrap the codec for you, but you basically do decoding or something like that. Yeah. But let me add a comment to that so I don't forget in the future. Looking at the code for SK codec, quite a few things that will need to be exposed before you can possibly override or inherit from SK codec. It's a bit annoying, but that's what it is. Inherent codec, and that we will need to first expose before you can possibly inherit from codec. But yeah, maybe there's something we can do. Create a fake codec that basically, instead of you registering, for example, as code that returns a codec, you can return, memory information or something, right? A buffer in RAM or something. But yeah, Yeah. Fortunately, that's not going to be super easy. I was pretty excited last night, and I forgot that. That's a type that is not possible. What? Not impossible, but right now it's not possible. Okay. Um, let's do. Let's leave that out. Right, that's a new feature. Yeah, that's low on the list. Red lines not correctly aligned. Um, Max page size. Okay. So let's just do the simplest thing. So this particular issue, I forget that I read the issues yesterday. There's a bunch of warnings that's happening. Okay, nothing extra there. Warning that's happening saying that the binary is not correctly aligned. And then, of course, as Pepper says, there's a new requirement for Google Play, and of course, got some links. So the way the alignment changes is basically I go to GitHub, Google Skia. I bet you they have a reference to this number somewhere in the code base. And I'm gonna include externals Skia. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's very popular number. But while that searches, let's look over here. Go so. I'm looking for. Interesting. There's no explicit. Can I just copy max page size instead? Right. I just want to check to see, is this? No. There we go. What's that? No. Max page size. Maybe they're doing it automatically. Because as oh, my browser's lost. If I borrow the 28, which is not relays, this is automatically. So therefore, I don't think Skia is building. That Google is building it wrong. Well, okay. Well, maybe we can try and replicate this particular alignment issue, and then and I wonder if this is release that happens, but okay. Oh, what's that one? The Sentry supplement, Sentry, the Sentry Android. Okay, so a bunch of errors there, but technically, let me just quickly put that in triple quotes because we're losing some info. And you know what? I'm going to remove that. Right? That is, yeah. That's just for me. Okay. So there it is. So that's my error I have to deal with. And we can possibly have a look at that as well. Yeah. And let's say, for example, we just need to add some flags, the way SkiaSharp builds. So if we close all of this stuff that we never look at, let's say I built a native one. I'm going to go to Android, and I'm currently building. I've got a cake file, and I basically run Ninja, and then I run GN to generate Ninja files, and I run Ninja to build, and I could just stick it in extra C flags. I mean, potentially, that is something we can do, the C flags or the linker flags. Then I won't even have to bother, modifying Skia itself. This is very Android specific. Like I think for Linux, we got the extra C flags and extra LD flags, and of course, already in like the Linux, add some stuff. So potentially, okay. That's another action item I need to action. maybe I'll have a look at that later. Oh, okay. Is API is missing that allows them to do backdrops, filters, and effects. And I think I was having a look at this. Yeah, still waiting a reply, but let's have a look at this. What was that? Video.skia.org. Then, oh, the better one would be to actually go to SK Canvas. And I saw it there was save layer rec. This one, there we go. If you want to play with Skia and not have to deal with .NET, you've got an online sort of previewer. Just waiting for the page to load. For some reason, it's not working. It was cool. I'm going to show you a cool picture, but it looks like, okay. Well, we'll let that load in the background. I'm not sure why Fiddle's broken. Close that and open a new tab. Maybe the tab is broken. Oh, my whole browser's crashed. Oh dear. That's never good. I'm scared. Let's close that. Okay, let's not tempt fate. Yeah, so this new API, someone did a PR, and I think I asked them if anyone have an issue, but there were no additional comments. So basically, the save layer rec just had additional information, for example, backdrop filters and flags on how you would like the layering to work. So you can potentially draw some stuff, and then create a layer in SkiaSharp, and then draw some more stuff, and then sort of applies the layer back in. So sort of like I'm not saying it correctly, but it's like a sub. What is the Google Docs? Skia Docs SK. That's what are the wording they use. Of course, you can also read the Google Docs if you ever want to find the cool stuff. And where's the API? No documentation. And do they have a search for API? Skia API docs. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, and then a canvas, and then of course we can go save layer. So they save with a layer. What is a layer? Save layer, right? Saves a matrix that allocates a surface for subsequent drawing. Yeah. So basically, you've got a new surface that you get to like to draw fresh. And of course, if you would like to save layer, one we have exposed is currently the bounds and paint, but having additional information. Let's try one more time there we go. Right. So it allows you to create images. So let's just take off the save layer. The restore, we run it. Right. So we basically, if I was to zoom in this significantly, we've got a canvas, we're drawing an image, which is going to be the image of the monkey. And then of course, let's just create a break. Yeah. And then of course we say, hey, draw a circle. You're going to cover it, right? So you think, oh, okay, I can save a layer. So the default one we have today would be to not have the flags. We have the paint, and we don't have the blend mode here, like that. So if we were to run that, right? So the current API will only allow you to do what I'm about to hopefully execute in a second, right? You can't see what happened because basically, even though we're doing blend mode and we're drawing things, what's actually happening is we want to start off with data from and certain things like this you don't have, but this PR will add it. It's green. It's ready to be approved by the community individuals. So if Ahmed Walid. I wonder where he's from. Oh, he's got some Uno platform in there, so maybe he's a secret Uno developer. Let's have a look. Oh, he's got a double personality on the Twitter sphere. He's an MVP. Hello there. He's from Egypt, and of course, he's doing some sort of cool things. Okay. Oh, here's a guy you can check out. There you go. Compute chart, European nativity. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, this is a cool guy. Oops, I've gone ahead and closed that. So yes, this is an issue. They want something, but they haven't replied. Obviously, it's been 2 days ago, so maybe they've been busy. We'll wait a bit for that. So nothing we can do there. And of course, another net 9 assembly reduced warnings. Let's see what's happened. Trimmers built for net 8. It's not assembly qualified. Type name strings for dynamically accessing type must be qualified. Okay, let's see. He's using 3.4 point that one. So let's just see. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's built for .NET 7. So he was using 4.0, right? 4.1. Let's just see. 4.1. Let's see what I did. Frameworks. Net 7. Okay. Let's see. Did I do 5.1, please? Be 8. There's 6 and 8. Okay. So maybe I can say if at tip, right? This is OP. Charles Rhodey. Yeah. Before. Do the warnings still appear if you build using the latest SkiaSharp preview that was built with .NET 8? Okay. And that one needs info. So hopefully it's a yes, the problem goes away. We are happy. Woohoo. Okay. Okay. Oh, well, that's all of it. Okay. So we could look at some Python. I don't know if I have Python. I have to build a library. We could have a look at this. Or you know what? Yeah, this stream is supposedly triage in the title. So let's do, I wish it was like random. Let's pick a random one. Let's go to the oldest issues and let's never do the oldest page. That's always very scary. Let's go to the second page. Okay, don't interpolate. I believe Gray 8 is no longer supported in SkiaSharp, but this may be relevant. Go out, close it and say, hey, large cameras, erase. Okay, so basically, that was the huge image. Okay. So basically, he's got a huge canvas, bad things are happening. When he does a slightly smaller one, it comes a better canvas. Now, this is happening, as he says. I assume it happens for larger pixel. Okay, so maybe Gray 8 is a lie. You know what? Let's just do, what did I say? Thoroughly motivated. Yeah. Can I just run this? You know what? Let's do this. Let's go over here. Let's scrap all of that. There we go. What happens? Ooh, public filter quality. Some old stuff. Starting options. Okay. So unsafe. Can I just enable unsafe code? Unsafe. Allow unsafe blocks. True. Surface width. Oh, where's that surface width? He doesn't. Oh, why didn't I copy that? Let's run that. Copy paste. I don't know where it's going to save. Render out in the bin folder. Let's go look at this. Oh, it's grade 8. Wow, it's grade 8. I wonder if do that. Let's clean those glasses. Bin. Get my Maui app testing. Yeah. Well, did it crash? Didn't explode. Right? So it's perfect. Windows, render out. Okay, let's see. Can I close this issue and said problem solved? Look at that, problem solved. But he said if he uses a big one, I don't understand. Is this a huge image? No. Bit of it working in Skia. Let's see what his numbers were in Skia. Oh, there we go. So his numbers and working in Skia. Oh, there it is. There it is. Bitmap work. Okay. Okay. Big numbers. Okay. Look at that. I can say I tried this try latest version. There we go. Try latest version, and I can say I just tested this with the latest version, and it does not appear to be happening. So yay. 2018 January, so it's pretty old. This is a super old issue, but I just did so yay. Closing this for now. Now, if anyone sees this, please sees this again, this issue again, please open a new issue with a repro sample. There we go. Comment. And I am going to close this because it's cool. Okay. Next one. Let's just start at the top, right? Let's just do it. Hi, Forms 2D map user canvas view drawing works well. And let's switch to canvas. Everyone's identical. Easy swap. Great. I'm happy. Amazing. Get the black screen of following error. Multi-sample. Failed to make objects complete buffer. If it does the rendering on a view that isn't visible, hooked into appearing and disappearing events to render. However, it doesn't help. If you don't check. Okay. If there is no. Okay. Look at that. An OG question with a reply. But yeah. Let's see what we're doing. Stop that. We have to have that run. And let's just skip externals. Search. It's gonna take forever. So if I was to go look at, for example, forms still there? No, forms is gone. Maui, core, we got handlers and the GL view, and then of course the cool question at hand is GL view renderer base, which used to be the thing. Oh my god, it's gone. But if I was to maybe look over here, renderer no, iOS for example, connect handler, disconnect handler, invalidate surface, the render loop manager. Where is my render loop manager? Who is this? Where do you come from? Oh, here it is, right in this file. A request display, right? If the native view just request display, okay. This question, oops, keep opening that. When invalidated, before we set up the render loop, okay, that's just setting up the render loop. Oh, that's gonna shock everyone every time I flip to that. Where is the drawing? Here we go. So this one probably. But I am getting an event saying, hey, the drawing is happening. So I wonder if this is still the issue. Well, what was the original one? Hi, drawing, switch to improve, swap. Render isn't visible. If it's not visible, it shouldn't be. Yeah. The only thing it works when turning off the device and change to another app. Okay, so you've got an app, you're drawing something, you swap to another app, and then you go back, everything's crashed. Now I'm going to ask, is this still an issue? I know this is not. I know this is a very old issue, but anyone know if this is still happening? I'm pretty sure I've got more complaints about apps dying, if you will. Does this happen? Does this happen with .NET? I would maybe try to whip up a quick example, but unfortunately I'm on my Windows 1 right now. And my iPhone is in the other room. So ask that into a question. And I'm gonna, you know what? Can't keep that open forever. Under info 2018. See if Freever is still making a stop development. Or maybe he's a secret developer. Okay. What else have we got? Let's see. Typeface distorts when attempting to rotate 90 degrees. To rotate 90 degrees, Canvas Draw Habit, the vertical font is distorted. Okay, let's copy this. If it's vertical testing, want to see one of it down the horizontal text displayed vertically. Naked eye, I can see the vertical text is distorted. Okay, I suppose it's a little bit. Is that an issue with the rounding? I'm not sure exactly what's happening here. I think to do with the hinting other text properties. Let's see. What did the Googlers say? Hi, wasn't good another trend? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oops. I don't even know this code. Let's copy this again. And I don't even know this code is like valid, right? Because the world is has moved on. Let's just quickly keep that. You never know. Oh my gosh. Everything's here. We go. Safety bytes. Interesting. Let's just do this. And let's just cut that. So we got bytes, bitmap, void. Let's see. It's going to be interesting to see. Can I? I know what I can do. I can do bitmap. There's a bitmap. Bitmap dot peak pixels. That's going to give me the pixel span. Then I can encode it and save to stream. Okay. Let's try run that again. And have a quick look at what happens. Okay, it didn't explode. Let's have a look. Is it still horribly distorted? It is, but now both are distorted. Let's make, what did he have? Let's compare them side by side. I mean, okay, that's probably exactly the same. So effectively, obsolete. Yeah. I think the methods has changed, but it's still the same. It's probably got to do with you shouldn't be redoing this particular thing. You need to use a real hinting mechanism. I don't know why I still got them. Very annoying. But yeah, create a position path. Like I'm randomly text block. This is not shaped, right? So the characters just where I assume is the offset, right? I'm just gone ahead and pretty much right positioned. Positions. Yeah. I mean, the API is not really meant to be used directly. It's meant to be used by, as far as obsolete, to be used by like a shaping thing, like for example, using rich text kit or doing your own half-base shaping. So I'm gonna, I don't know, what do I do with this issue, right? Let's say this is never going to be fixed. Okay. Text kit. I mean, this is not obviously the only one. I think this is the one I know about, but maybe I can have a look and see. Do they have direction, highlight, meta dependencies, shaping, fallback? I mean, obviously he wants to write up. He could rotate the canvas, and I think that'll be the better one. So another option is to, does he want to do? Yeah. Attempt to write text. One thing that can actually be done is to rotate the canvas, draw the text, and then rotate back. Now let's see, does this actually have a visual difference? Other than like the eye, I suppose is weird looking. So let's try this, right? He wants to rotate the testing there. So if I want to rotate, I need to, the text is going to be at the top or to the bottom. Yeah, that should be, I can do bet you this. Canvas dot rotate degrees, and I'm pretty much need to do 90 degrees. I think that's upright. Let's just quickly run that. Close that. I'll just keep that open. Let's see if we open it again and compare side by side. Oops, it's off the screen. Let's try minus 90. Maybe I had premonitions about something that was tickling me. I was like, not that. Oh no. Let's just see which way direction's happening. Let's just do it 10 degrees. Let's just figure out. Should be rotating the top left. I mean, oh, it's off the screen. And then I need to translate. Okay. 90. And of course, we need to then rotate on it. Center, let's see. Let's just do, what's the width? Let's do 50. There we go. Let's just, why even think? Just rotate in the center. So if I was to run this now, wait for that to launch. Oops, I need to close the old one. Oh, I did it wrong. Minus 90. So this is what the goal is, and rotating this. There we go. So looks better, right? So effectively, unless you wanted to do a weird pattern, which I wouldn't do in SkiaSharp directly, I would use a text engine where it sends back. For example, in your scenario, replace the path and the path run with. There we go. Text rendering in SkiaSharp is not really meant to be used directly, as it is just the base APIs without shaping or layout or fallback. Maybe use something like text kit. Fingers crossed, this is still text kit. I bet you there's a whole thing. Shout out to that guy. I mean, for those who don't know, Rich Text Kit is basically allowing you to effectively, do everything in text, and it can do a whole bunch of layouts and stuff. So I think this works in all platforms. So it's quite cool. How many downloads does he have? Let's hope he has many. I've always been promoting this one. Is there a link directly to Nougat.org? Let's see what's happening with this project. So shout out to this guy. 8 months ago, so it's not super active, maybe because there's no bugs whatsoever. So definitely give it a try. Definitely a cool library. But yeah. And I'm closing this. Closing this issue for now, since those APIs are now obsolete and you are supposed to, obsolete. Yeah, you're supposed to use a different library. And I'm going to close it. So rotate the canvas is better, right? Rather than trying to lay out text on a path, just move the whole canvas. I don't know. Let's pick one in the middle. Let's pick one. Let's see what the oldest open issue or the least recently edited issue. Hi, pinch. It's slow, dragging image scale. Sometimes moving straight into RGB backing just doesn't work at all. Tested on Lumia. It's old. Okay, yeah. This way of rendering should now be fixed, and we are not really supporting UWP anymore, and UI is the way to go. That has a totally new implementation, so I am going to close this for now. Any similar issues, please open a new issue. Or there we go. Right. Yeah, and I rewrote the UWP APIs and stuff really. UWP platform does not belay the same. Okay. Okay. Closing this issue as this was a Xamarin Forms bug. Yeah. I'm not going to be fixing other library bugs just yet. And the Windows and Linux contains, I think I remember this issue. Let's quickly put the code. Yes. Because it's not shaped with a different font. Yeah, closing this, no response was received. Yeah. Entering fonts. Measure text. There are two components that ins the values, the font and the measuring logic. The line assumes the font is installed. Is this the case? And then it may also be the case that Windows direct write, I believe they do it, and Linux font config. What does Linux do? So externals, Skia, and let's go to ports. I bet you it's in ports. And font config, font host, font manager, typeface. Bet you if I got a font. Yeah. Doing different things. So what are you trying to do? He's trying to measure a string so he can draw it probably in a different position. Maybe check out SkiaSharp does not do much in the way of fonts and rendering, but yes, yeah, and in order to measure some string, it needs to be shaped. This is probably a reason to use rich. Look at that. Any text-related problems is basically don't use SkiaSharp and use rich text kit. And of course, if you're a developer and want to make things better, let me help that. And I want to close this. Yeah. It's just saying these in progress. You're never going to get a reply because that's like 50 years ago, like whatever. All right. I think we've got 10 minutes left. I don't know if anyone has any questions. Is anyone there? I don't know why. It tells me the connection is unstable. Hopefully the stream was useful. It would be embarrassing if I didn't look up one time. And there it is. It's busy streaming my own video on all the things, even though I paused it. There we go. Better. Okay. I think that's enough for today. Yeah. Many issues. 587, 583. Oh. We got our first comment. Warning seems to have disappeared. Hey, celebratory. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. I will close this for now. Okay, look at that. Bug solved by just being cool. All right. I think that's enough for now. Yep. One day maybe next time we can have a look at picking a random issue and helping someone solve all the problems. Maybe we did this one. This is important to do for .NET 9, or rather for Android. So, yeah, maybe next time we can have a look at that. And hello, we got a M Sophie, the MSO5. How's it going over there in the? No, let's see. That is the Twitch world. I'm busy wrapping up after almost an hour and a half. It's very late, but I'll stay on for a bit just in case you've got a question or you want to ask me to try something crazy. Let's see. Let's see. looking on Twitch. Okay. All right. Quite tired, but also, you know what? Let's have a quick final look at a PR I did yesterday or previous code cycle ago. Here we go. This PR. I'm updating Skia, the engine, the next one from what we got. A couple of small changes, and of course the build is red, which makes me very sad. Let's have a look at that build and see why it was red. Okay, looks like all the tests failed, which means the update broke something, or I wrote bad code. Okay, this has 3 failing tests. These are semi-dodgy ones, but these all have 1, so I bet you it's one of them. Okay, let's check out that branch quickly. There we go. Check out that branch, 118. And let's see what the error was. Okay, make it bigger so we can enjoy it. Dawn. Yes, Dawn is gone, but it's back. So enum mappings test. Okay, let's go find that enums mapping test. There we go. Okay, and of course it was probably this one. All right. Okay, this is a test to make sure that I can map from one to the other. But of course, you know what? All color types. That's fine. Let's not get too complicated. So we know they're going from GR backend unsupported. Dawn. This is no longer supported in the native code, so it will fail. Okay, so we're looping through all the backends. This is all the GR backends that we got. This is the API that people use, and of course we're hitting Dawn. Dawn's going to say, "Hey, get the native one," and of course it's going to fail and say, "Hey, Dawn is not found." Yeah, unknown backend. Okay. One way to fix that, you know what? Let's put that back. Where was that? Let's go look at that diff code quickly. Let's keep that in the position. Dawn is 3. Here we go. No. The Dawn is under Vulkan. Let's just keep it. Copy that. Right, and we're just going to say it's unsupported. Right, it's not an unknown backend, it's just unsupported. Then of course, this is going to still fail, and we can run that to check. But effectively, we're going to get Dawn, and Dawn is going to map to unsupported. So we can actually do, if value is equal to Dawn. There we go. String, right? If it's Dawn, otherwise we do that. There we go. So how I do that is, yeah. So basically, Dawn actually is unsupported, right? Because Dawn is no longer supported. So let's just wait for that to run, and let's get that PR green for us to merge later. And look at that, green. Okay, let's keep that. And let's call that, keep that back and do fixed test. Okay, right, because technically just removing it and then throwing an argument out of range exception. It's not a, it's an unknown backend. I probably should throw an exception there. Dawn is no longer supported by. I'm not yet ready to decide. I think GR backend is. Yeah, direct GR. See, GR direct. They renamed it direct context. Yeah, direct context is used by both Ganesh and probably and the new one. But no matter. All right, so that will build again. We check the public CI, like that. There's a little yellow dot. It's building. Of course, we should have a public build there. So let's hope that goes nice and green. Yep, fingers crossed. Okay. I think we should probably end right now because it's late. We're tired. And yeah, well, we closed some issues. How much did we start off with? Let's go look at the YouTube and let's make sure it's on mute. And let's have a look and see myself. Am I in the list? Random recommendations. There we go. Looking at that, and let's see what we started off with. Make sure we're on mute. Oh, that's feature me. Looking past me. Let's go back. Do we see some pictures? There's me talking. Started off 587. How much we got now? 582. So we closed 5, which is always exciting. But we did address a couple of other ones as well. So, all right, it's 1.5 hours. I've just ticked over. For those who popped in, thanks. For those who are still here, thanks. And we'll see what happens. I plan nothing. I just I don't know if I technically had time, but yeah, I just wanted to have a look at some issues, and I thought, hey, I have to do this work anyway. Why not just record myself mumbling along, and maybe someone will be interested or ask questions. And I don't know what I'm going to do next. Maybe I'll pick a bag and try to solve it. Let's just go to my face so we can enjoy it in full screen. But yeah, thanks for coming in. If anyone has any ideas, you can pop me a tweet. Let's just put my hand in there. Let me know what you would like to see via CC next via Twitter /X at Matt Boo. There we go. Okay, let me know. Now you're like, oh, I would like to see you solve this incredible problem. I do Skia, I do .NET Maui, I do a bunch of other stuff. But if you've got a Skia and a Maui question, that's something we can have a look at. Thanks for the question. I suppose Barris is probably butchering the name. It's got a bunch of little squiggles and dingy majiggies around them. So, why do I feel like it's? I'm not going to go with Netherlands, but what's that one? Sweden or something. But yeah. Thanks for coming along, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Who knows what it'll be, when it will be. I usually will pop it on the Twitter a couple hours before, and I'm going to try and do a couple of streams a week in between work and my day life. I haven't yet bought any fancy equipment or technologies. Right now, I am in my in-laws' place coming for a visit, so I'm just using my laptop. And I don't know whether whether I record it or not, I'm still going to do the stuff. So, yeah, that was fun, I suppose. Thanks for coming along. See you in the next one. And let's try some advanced technology. Oh, I don't have an outro slide yet. I need to generate that with my advanced PowerPoint skills. So anyway, cheerio. See you at the next one.